Hello family, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Felicia Mufa and in today's video we are going to continue divorce prescription. So if you are new to this channel and you just click this video, thank you so much for clicking. Trust me, you didn't make a mistake because you are going to get glued to the story. This story is so interesting. So divorce prescription is a story about Adam Alvarez and Celine Tate, and I believe you're going to enjoy the story. So don't forget to subscribe so that anytime I upload a new video, you get notified. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you for always coming back. I believe you really enjoy the story. So we are going to continue from chapter 12. The last time we ended at chapter 11, we are going to continue from chapter 12. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and please comment below. Let me know what you think of the story. Just share your idea. Which character is your favorite character in the story? I really would love to know. So let's continue from chapter 12. So the last time, which was chapter 11, Celine got dragged and she went to Adam's house. They were in the shower and Carly called, which was chapter 11. So we're going to continue from chapter 12. So let's continue. Seeing Carly's caller ID, Adam's rationality snapped back. At that moment, he was a mess. His clothes were damp, his body was marked with kisses from a woman, and his breathing was still unsteady. Desire had consumed him just moments ago. He had actually desired Celine. Adam didn't even like her. He blamed it all on the fact that he was a man and had failed to resist the temptation of a stunning woman. He pressed the button to answer the call, feeling guilty toward Carly. The guilt made him even more gentle toward her, and his voice softened noticeably. Hey, Carly. From the other end came the sound of heavy metal music. Carly's sweet voice followed. Adam, I'm at a club right now. Adam responded. No drinking. Have Jordan order you some milk. Carly replied, got it. My assistant always listens to you, Adam. Come join us. I'll wait for you. Adam turned ready to leave, but just then a small hand reached out and grabbed the sleeve of his shirt. He turned his head back. At this moment, Celine was completely soaked. Her wet slip dress clung to her body, accentuating her alluring curves. Her eyes were red and she clung tightly to him, refusing to let him go. Adam moved slightly, attempting to free his sleeve from her grip, but Celine stubbornly held on, her reddened eyes staring up at him with determination. Adam opened his mouth to speak, but before he could, Celine leaned forward and hugged him. Her soft voice whispered near his ear, don't go, please. Celine had grown up, but she realized she was still afraid of being abandoned. She feared standing alone in the bustling streets, surrounded by strangers. Adam tangled in her hold, didn't know what to do. Carly's voice came through the phone again. Adam, are you listening? Come here quickly. Celine stood on tiptoe and suddenly murmured softly, Sir. Sir? That title was unique to the girl from back then. But wasn't that girl Carly? Adam's expression shifted dramatically. Carly, something urgent came up. I can't make it. He ended the call and pushed Celine against the wall. His deep, sharp gaze fixed on her as he asked, Why would you call me that? Celine, who exactly are you? Celine wrapped her arms around his neck and kissed his lips. Her soft, rosy lips pressed against his unexpectedly, filling the air with delicate fragrance. It was a kiss both tender and inexperienced. Adam didn't close his eyes but instead watched her intently. She didn't close her eyes either. Her bright, watery eyes gazed right back at him. That was when Adam noticed something shocking. Celine's eyes looked remarkably like the eyes of the girl from back then. Celine kissed him for a moment. When she got no reaction from him, she pulled away and gave up. She then turned to leave. But just then, Adam tightened his arm around her, pulling her slender body directly into his embrace. His overwhelming masculine presence surrounded her as he bent down and kissed her deeply. Back at the club, Carly sat at the counter with her assistant Jordan Lawrence. Jordan asked Carly, isn't Mr. Alvarez coming tonight? Carly started to feel suspicious. During their earlier phone call, Adam's tone seemed off as though someone was with him. She immediately called Benjamin. Benjamin, were you with Adam tonight? Benjamin replied, no, Carly, but he did call me earlier. Something about a woman being dragged. He suddenly connected the dots. Carly, could it be Celine who got dragged? Adam's private life was impeccably clean. There was only Carly in the past. Now, with the addition of Celine, it wasn't hard to guess who he could be with. Carly clenched her fist in anger, realizing Adam was with Celine, but her mood quickly shifted. She broke into a bright smile. Turning to Jordan, she said, can you help me get a little something? Jordan was puzzled and asked, what kind of something? Carly's red lips curved into a playful smirk as she uttered a single word, aphrodisiac. Guys, that's some like this is very normal. I'm trying so hard to stop, but I can't. Like anytime I'm doing something like this, my nose will be itching me. And I think my father had the same thing. In the villa's bathroom, Celine's legs grew weak under Adam's kisses, and she almost collapsed to the floor. Adam's strong arms wrapped around her soft waist, steadying her. Celine's cheeks flashed red. Just then, a string of notifications interrupted them as Adam received a video call. It was from Carly. Adam glanced at Celine, then accepted the video chat. Carly was sitting at a bar counter with a glass of alcohol in front of her. Her radiant smile lit up the screen as she asked, Adam, is Celine with you? She was drugged, wasn't she? Adam didn't respond. Carly simply held up a small packet of powder, then poured it into her drink and downed it in one go as Adam watched. Adam frowned. Carly, what did you just drink? Carly's smile was dazzling and aphrodisiac, she told Adam. Celine's slender frame shuddered at her words. She hadn't expected Carly to drag herself. Hmm. Adam's handsome face darkened. His voice was cold as he shouted, Carly! At that moment, a tall, attractive man approached Carly at the bar and tried to strike up a conversation. Hi, gorgeous, can I buy you a drink? Carly gestured toward the video chat, pointing at Adam, and told the man, That's my boyfriend, but if he doesn't show up within 30 minutes, I'm all yours tonight. The man raised an eyebrow, intrigued. Adam's tone turned icy at this. Carly, what are you doing? Carly's expression was bold, her eyes full of defiance as she said, Adam, tonight you have to choose me or Celine. You can only have one woman in your life. She always gives people ultimatum. With that, Carly ended the video call. Adam's anger was palpable, his grip on his phone tightening as rays barged on the back of his hand. Adam, you can only have one woman in your life. Mom, you can only have one daughter. The eerily similar phrases echoed in Celine's mind like a curse, leaving her momentarily stunned. The warmth of Adam's presence suddenly vanished. He had let go of her and stepped away. Celine lifted her gaze, watching as Adam quickly changed out of his damp clothes and into a fresh shirt and tailored trousers. He then returned to her, his deep black eyes locked onto her face. What's your type? What? Celine was momentarily baffled by the question. Adam clarified, I'll find you a man or two if you prefer. Hmm. Can you imagine that? We are going to chapter 30. Hmm. Celine's ears burst. Did Adam actually say he will find her a man even two? He had already made his choice. He had chosen Carly without hesitation. It felt like a sharp blade plunged deep into Celine's heart, twisting and tearing her apart until she was left raw and bleeding. Her lips trembled as she struggled to find her voice. Adam, I'm still your wife. Adam, now dressed in a clean black shirt and tailored trousers, had shed the earlier cowards of passion. He stood before her, composed and indifferent, exuding his usual cold elegance. He handed her something. This is for you, he said. Celine looked down. It was a check with an eight-figure sum. His cold, magnetic voice continued above her. Celine, this is your divorce settlement. Let's end this. Can you imagine that? So, guys, you understand why I say I don't like this Mr. Adam Alvarez. Adam placed the check on the bathroom counter, turned and strode out of the room. He was going to Carly just like her mother did years ago. Celine's pale eyes filled with redness as tears threatened to spill. Once again, she was abandoned. Whether it was her mother or Adam, she had desperately tried to hold on to them. But they gave all their love to Carly, no matter how hard she tried. It was never enough. Soon, a man arrived outside. He spoke to the housekeeper. Sola, Mr. Alvarez sent me. I'm here for Mrs. Alvarez. Where is she? Sola replied, Mrs. Alvarez is in her room. Follow me. She then led the man towards Celine's room. Hearing the voices and the approaching footsteps, Celine's face drained of all color, turning paper white. She hadn't expected Adam to act so quickly, sending the man he promised in mere moments. It was just frantic. The footsteps grew closer, stopping just beside her door. In an instant, Celine got up, opened the window, and climbed out. It was the second floor, but she jumped without hesitation. She landed on the grass below and felt a searing pain shooting through her ankle. Ignoring her disheveled state, Celine pulled out her phone and dialed Ruben. The call connected quickly. Ruben's voice came through, sharp and familiar as she asked, Hello, Celine. It's so late. Why aren't you home? Where the hell are you? Hearing Ruben's sorry, hearing Ruben's viola broke the dam. Bitter and scorching tears fell from Celine's eyes, one after another. Back at Club 1996, Carly sat at the bar. Her pretty lace was flushed with the effects of the drug, making her even more alluring. The tall, handsome man beside her had been eyeing her greedily. He reached out and dropped an arm around her delicate shoulder. Gorgeous, the 30 minutes are almost up. Your boyfriend isn't coming tonight. You're mine. Carly ignored him, her attention fixed on the countdown timer on her phone. Why are you so important? There are still 5 seconds left. He will definitely come. Five, four, three, two, one. The moment she finished counting down, the weight on her shoulder vanished. The hand that had been casually resting there was suddenly gripped by a large, well-defined hand and forcefully twisted. Carly turned and there he was, Adam. Carly turned and there he was, Adam. His tall, broad shoulders carried the chill of frost and dew from the night air. The other man screamed in agony, but Adam's strength didn't waver. With a sharp push, he shoved the man aside. The man collided heavily with the bar, groaning and writhing in pain. In pain, strong arm flashing a sweet victorious smile, she declared. So, guys, something terrible really happened. Whilst I was filming this, I had to go make food for my son, and my daughter also woke up. And when I came back and I recorded the remaining, which was chapter 13, I recorded from chapter 13 to chapter 19. When I ended the video, I found out there's no volume. I've wasted my time for about an hour. Wasted 1 hour of my time. So I have to do it again. So let's start from chapter 13. Celine's ears buzzed. Did Adam actually say he would find her a man? Even two? He had already made his choice. He had chosen Carly without hesitation. It felt like a sharp blade plunged deep into Celine's heart, twisting and tearing her apart until she was left raw and bleeding. Her lips trembled as she struggled to find her voice. Adam, I'm still your wife. Adam, now dressed in a clean black shirt and tailored trousers, had shed the earlier cows of fashion. He stood before her, composed and indifferent, exuding his usual cold elegance. He handed her something. This is for you, he said. Celine looked down. It was a check with an 8-figure sum. His cold, magnetic voice continued above her. Celine, this is your divorce settlement. Let's end this. Adam placed the check on the bathroom counter, turned and strode out of the room. He was going to Carly, just like her mother did years ago. Celine's pale eyes filled with redness as tears threatened to spill. Once again, she was abandoned. Whether it was her mother or Adam, she had desperately tried to hold on to them. But they gave all their love to Carly. No matter how hard she tried, it was never enough. Soon, a man arrived outside. He spoke to the housekeeper. Sophia. Mr. Alvarez sent me. I'm here for Mrs. Alvarez. Where is she? Sophia replied, Mrs. Alvarez is in her room. Follow me. She then led the man towards Celine's room. Hearing the voices and the approaching footsteps, Celine's face drained Celine's face drained of all color, turning paper white. She hadn't expected Adam to act so quickly, sending the man he promised in mere moments. Hearing the voices and approaching footsteps, Celine's face drained of all color, turning paper white. She hadn't expected Adam to act so quickly, sending the man he promised in mere moments. It was just so ionic. The footsteps grew closer, stopping just outside her door. In an instant, Celine got up, opened the window, and climbed out. It was the second floor, but she jumped without hesitation. She landed on the grass below and felt a searing pain shooting through her ankle. Ignoring her disheveled state, Celine pulled out her phone and dialed Ruben. The call connected quickly. Ruben's voice came through, sharp and familiar, as she asked, Hello, Celine. It's so late. Why aren't you home? Where the hell are you? Hearing Ruben's voice broke the dam. Bitter and scorching tears fell from Celine's eyes, one after another. Back at Club 1996, Carly sat at the bar. Her pretty face was flushed from the effects of the drug, making her even more alluring. The tall, handsome man beside her had been eyeing her greedily. He reached out and dropped an arm around her delicate shoulder. Gorgeous, the 30 minutes are almost up. Your boyfriend isn't coming tonight. You are mine. Carly ignored him, her attention fixed on the countdown timer on her phone. Why are you so impatient? There are still 5 seconds left. He will definitely come. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The moment she finished counting down, the weight on her shoulder vanished. The hand that had been casually resting there was suddenly gripped by a large, well-defined hand and forcefully twisted. A loud crack echoed and the man's wrist fractured instantly. Carly turned and there he was, Adam. His tall, broad shoulders carried the chill of frost and dew from the night air. The other man screamed in agony, but Adam's strength didn't waver. With a sharp push, he shoved the man aside. The man collided heavily with the bar, groaning and writhing in pain. Carly stood up, her radiant face glowing with triumph as she hooked her arm around Adam's strong arm, flashing a sweet, victorious smile. She declared, "Didn't I tell you my boyfriend would come for me?" Between her and Celine, Adam would always choose her. Let's go to chapter 14. Celine was never a match for Carly. Adam cast a cold glance at the man, and his thin lips spat out a single icy word, "Scram." The man fled without daring to look back. Adam lowered his sharp gaze to Carly and pulled his arm free from her grip. "Carly, have you had enough?" Carly froze for a moment, then retorted, "Are you scolding me right now? If I didn't cause a scene, you would already be in bed with Celine by now." Adam's expression remained indifferent. "So you dragged yourself." Spoiled by his constant indulgence, Carly tilted her chin defiantly. "Exactly, Adam. If you touch Celine, I'll let another man touch me." Adam's face darkened. His anger almost palpable. Without a word, he turned and walked away. He was leaving. He wasn't going to coerce her. Even in a bar filled with beautiful people, Adam's commanding presence turned hers. Women couldn't take their eyes off him. Carly wasn't naive. She knew Celine and every other woman in the room wanted Adam. She wouldn't give them the chance to take him away. The proud princess immediately swallowed her pride. She lunged forward and hugged Adam tightly from behind, wrapping her arms around his sculpted waist. "Adam, don't go." Adam stopped in his tracks. Carly clung to him, her red lips pouting as she whined. "Adam, I'm sorry. I only acted this way because I love you so much. I can't stand the thought of you being with another woman." Okay, let's continue. She nuzzled her face against his back, adding softly, "Adam, I feel so dizzy." After a moment of silence, Adam turned and went down and scooped Carly into his arms. Her delicate figure rested securely in his powerful grip as they drew the attention of envious onlookers. Carly wrapped her arms around his neck with a triumphant smile playing on her lips. Half an hour later, Adam carried Carly into Westwood Villa, while his and Celine's marital home was the Luz Garden. Westwood Villa was his personal residence. The interior was a sophisticated blend of black, white, and grey stones. It was understated, yet luxurious, with every inch reflecting his immense value. His arrogance value. In the master bedroom, Adam gently placed Carly on the soft bed. He turned to leave, but Carly grabbed his neck firmly. "Adam, are you still mad at me?" Adam tried to remove her hand, but she leaned in. She placed her delicate face close to his and whispered sweetly, "Sir." That single word froze Adam in place. So there's something magnetic about the word "sir." So if you're watching, you should start using the word "sir." It's going to work for you. That single word froze Adam in place. Suddenly, he thought of Celine. Hadn't she also called him "sir" today? He must have misheard. Celine couldn't possibly have said that. After all, only Carly alone could call him that. Adam braced his hands on either side of her, his voice softening. "Don't let this happen again." Carly knew he couldn't resist her when she used that title. It was her secret weapon, the one thing that made him spoil her unconditionally. So one thing about Carly is that she's very smart. She knows the story between Adam and Celine. And she knows that Adam loved to hear Celine call him "sir." And she's pretending to be Celine. She have heard the story, so she's now impersonating Celine. And Adam, who doesn't remember the face of Celine that time because Adam was shot and he was unconscious. So he had a blurry face of Celine, so he doesn't remember. And Carly is using that to her advantage. So all this while, Adam is with Carly because he thinks Carly is the woman who saved him. So guys, we're going to find out the whole story as we continue. Then as if remembering something, Adam asked Carly, "Where is the emerald pendant I gave you years ago?" Emerald pendant? Carly's gaze flickered briefly. The pendant wasn't with her, it's with... In any case, she needed to find a way to get it back. "If I left it at home," she replied quickly, changing the subject. Carly then pulled him closer, their lips nearly touching as the air between them grew heavy with tension. Her voice turned sultry. "Adam, I've been dragged." Adam's eyes swept briefly over her red lips, and Carly smiled seductively. "I need you to be my antidote." With that, she pressed her lips to his. Chapter 15. Adam's mind flashed back to Celine's delicate face. He had just kissed her earlier. Her lips were soft and carried a subtle fragrance that lingered. As Carly leaned in to kiss him, Adam turned his head to avoid her. Carly missed his lips and pouted. "Why would you dodge?" Adam couldn't explain it himself. Carly was someone he liked. It was perfectly normal for a man and woman who liked each other to kiss. Meanwhile, he didn't like Celine. Yet the memory of kissing Celine lingered. That tingling sensation still coursed through him. As a man with a cleanliness obsession, he couldn't bring himself to seamlessly transition from one woman to the other. So one thing I love about Mr. Arrogant Adam is the fact that he is actually loyal. He's not, you know. Okay, so let's continue. It made him feel physically uncomfortable, unclean even. At that moment, a knock came at the door. Leo's voice sounded from outside. Mr. Alvarez, the antidote is here. Antidote? Callie froze. She had drugged herself with an aphrodisiac and he had someone gotten an antidote. Adam removed her hand and stood up, furious. Callie grabbed a pillow and threw it at his handsome face. Adam, are you even a man? She had practically served herself up to him, even going so far as to drag herself for his excitement, and yet he refused to touch her. The pillow fell from Adam's face into the carpet. He glanced at her without any expression. Get some rest. Callie, get some rest, okay? Callie should get some rest, guys. Guys, please. This is like an I would say it's genetic because that's how my father was. When I feel hot, my nose is itching me. Callie was dumbstruck and she was left fuming. Adam went to the study and stood by the floor to ceiling window, his tall figure casting a long shadow. Leo entered and said, Mr. Alvarez, Miss Tate has taken the antidote. Adam didn't turn to look at him. Did the antidote for loose garden get delivered? Leo replied, I sent an assistant to deliver it, but he reported that when he arrived, the room was empty. Mrs. Alvarez was already gone. Adam turned slightly frowning. His lips pressed into a thin line. Where did Celine go? Celine didn't know that the man sent to her was there to deliver the antidote on Adam's orders. Leo continued, Mr. Alvarez, someone pick her up. Pick her up? She had been under the influence of such a strong drug. Who could have taken her? Adam's front deepened. Was it a man or a woman who picked her up? Why do he care? Leo hesitated. I'm not sure. Adam cut him off. Forget it. I don't want to know. So why are you asking, Mr. Alvarez? What did it matter if it was a man or a woman? He didn't care about Celine. They were going to get a divorce anyway. She could do whatever she wanted. Adam dismissed Leo. You may go. Yes, Mr. Alvarez, Leo replied and left. Alone, Adam remained by the window. He raised his clean, slender fingers to unbutton his shirt. His reflection in the glass caught his eye as there was a faint imprint of teeth on his prominent Adam's apple. The mark was from Celine. His mind drifted back to earlier at Lou's garden, when Celine had lunged at him, biting his throat. Later, she nestled against him like a kitten, kissing his Adam's apple and leaving her delicate marks everywhere. So guys, if you know Adam's apple, leave a comment down below. Feeling irritated, Adam narrowed his eyes. Ever since their intimate encounter in the bedroom, he had thought of her more than once. Nonetheless, it was just an accident. The desire he felt was nothing other than an accident too. When Adam opened his eyes again, they were cold and clear, void of emotion as usual, okay? So that's his trademark. Void, cold, and emotionless. Chapter 16. The next day, Celine sat on a wicker chair, reading a book inside the apartment. Meanwhile, Ruby was pacing angrily, cursing at the top of her lungs. What's wrong with that idiot? Did he get kicked in the head or something? He left his wife alone to take care of Callie, and that Callie off. Being a mistress is bad enough, but dragging herself, that's just pathetic. Ruby was genuinely furious. When she went to pick up Celine the previous night, she found her sitting on the ground, hugging her knees. When Celine raised her head, her face was streaked with tears, looking as forlorn as a stray cat abandoned by its owner. Celine couldn't help but laugh. Ruben had been ranting about Adam and Callie since the night before, and her fighting spirit was truly impressive. In truth, Celine had long learned how to heal herself, even when falling apart. She unwrapped a piece of candy and popped it into her mouth. The sweetness spread, bringing a faint smile to her face. Ruben, take a break. We will deal with them soon enough and get retribution where it's due. Ruby understood what that meant. Celine was planning to teach them a lesson. Celine was tough, but it pained Ruby to see her go through the agony of breaking herself down just to rebuild. That's not easy, guys. It's not easy at all. Just then, muffled sounds came from the storage room. Celine set down her book and said with a small smile, now let's start with Mr. Stone. The previous day, Celine had dragged Samson and had him brought to her apartment. Celine and Ruben entered the storage room where Samson was tied up. His hands and feet were bound with a cloth stuffed in his mouth. When he saw Celine, he began thrashing around furiously. Ruben walked over and pulled the cloth out of Samson's mouth. The moment he could speak, Samson's face twisted with anger. Celine Tate, how dare you drag me? Do you even know who I am? I know Dr. C, and your mother owes me favors. You're just some country girl. How dare you act so high and mighty? You should be grateful I even considered sleeping with you. If you had any sense, you would lie down and let me enjoy your body. Robin rolled up her sleeves, ready to slap him across the face, but Celine stopped her. Celine stepped closer, towering over Samson as she looked down at him. You say you know Dr. C? Samson's expression turned smirk. Of course. You've heard of Dr. C, haven't you? The medical prodigy, a miracle worker, someone like you could never meet her, but me, I know her personally. Celine raised an eyebrow, a faint smile playing on her lips. Since you claim to know Dr. C, then prove it. Samson puffed up with arrogance. I have her number in my phone. I can call her right now. Celine nodded. Go ahead, call her. Robin then untied Samson. Samson stood pulling his phone from his pocket. He really did have Dr. C's number. He had sneaked into the hospital director's office and copied the number of Dr. C. Copied her number after Dr. C was scheduled to perform surgery on Carly. Samson said while grinning triumphantly, Celine, watch and learn. I will show you how powerful I am. He proceeded to dial the number. The phone rang. It was melodic tone filling the room. Then it was answered calmly and without hurry. Samson's face flashed red with excitement when the call got connected. He immediately said ingratiatingly, Hello, Dr. C. This is Samson Stone from Haven Hospital. I've admired you so long. Would it be possible for me to meet you in person? Very quickly, a sweet voice responded from the other end. Turn around. Did she tell him to turn around? What did that mean? Suddenly, something fell off. The voice sounded like it was coming from behind him. Samson, who was still clutching his phone, slowly turned. Standing there was Celine, holding her phone. She gave him an amused look, her lashes fluttering as she smiled faintly. Mr. Stone, congratulations. Now you really do know Dr. C. Samson froze in place. He gasped, struggling to process what he was seeing. Meanwhile, Celine stood there in a flowing dress, his hair brushing elegantly against her slender ankles. Her serene smile had a hint of mockery, as though she were watching a clown perform tricks for her amusement. Samson's legs gave out beneath him. With a loud thud, he dropped to his knees before her. So guys, we are going to chapter 17. Forgive the noise, my kids. My son didn't go to school. My other girls went to school. They are all back, so you can imagine. Can I please have some silence here? Chapter 17. Back in the Tate Manor's living room, Hades sat on the couch, his gaze fixed on Lucy. Lucy, are you sure Dr. C would treat Carly? Lucy smirked. Yesterday, Celine and Samson had disappeared together after Celine was dragged. The two of them must have succumbed to temptation, indulging in a night of passion. As long as Samson got what he wanted, he would get Dr. C to treat Carly. Lucy smiled confidently. Don't worry, Mr. Stone will bring good news soon. She perched herself on Hayden's lap. As a CEO, Hayden exuded the charm and authority of a mature man. Wrapping her arms around his neck, Lucy purred. Honey, Dr. C is here because of me. How do you plan to reward me? Hayden pinched her nose playfully. Didn't I already reward you last night? Lucy shot him a playful glare before pulling out a bottle of birth control pills. Honey, I don't want to take this anymore. I want to get pregnant. I want to give you a son. Hayden's expression darkened. Throughout their marriage, Lucy had never been allowed to have children because Hayden forbade it. She had taken those pills for years. Lucy knew that Carly was Hayden's most treasured child, and he would do anything for her. After all, Carly was the daughter of that woman. But Lucy quickly concealed a glint of malice in her eyes. She said sweetly while hugging Hayden, Honey, Carly is all grown up. She will soon be the future Mrs. Alvarez. Let's have a son of our own. Hayden didn't respond. However, before he could speak, the sound of footsteps approached. Samson had arrived. Dr. C had arrived. Lucy's eyes lit up, and she immediately stood from Hayden's lap. She knew that if the matter with Dr. C was handled well, she could broach the subject of a son. We shall see about that. Smiling brightly, she greeted him. Mr. Stone, you are here. Was Celine to your satisfaction last night? She was so overjoyed that she failed to notice the strange look on Samson's face. Samson's eyes stretched at this. I'm satisfied, truly. Lucy clapped her hands together. Then you can introduce Dr. C to Carly, right? He stood as well, his eyes filled with hope. Mr. Stone, if Dr. C agrees to treat Carly, I'll make sure you are rewarded. Samson turned to Lucy. His tone suddenly cold as he said, Mrs. Tate, I'm here today to deliver a message from Dr. C. A message both Hayden and Lucy became nervous. Samson said, Dr. C asked me to tell you to stop wasting your efforts. Carly has already been blacklisted. What? Lucy's face turned pale. Mr. Stone, you must be mistaken. Hayden's eyes turned icy as he stared at Lucy. Lucy, is this what you call handling things well? With Dr. C blacklisting Carly? Honey, I don't know how this happened. Let me explain. Lucy grabbed at Hayden's sleeve in desperation, but Hayden forcefully shook her off, sending her stumbling backward into the wall. There was a loud bang as Lucy's forehead slammed against the wall, leaving a large red mark. She winced in pain and tears streamed down her face. Honey! Hayden's gaze fell on the bottle of birth control pills on the coffee table. You are right. You don't need to take this anymore because you no longer need it. Lucy is with Hayden because of this, and now you're saying with that, Hayden turned and strode out of the room. Chapter 18. Lucy's face turned pale. Honey! She quickly grabbed Samson's arm in desperation. Mr. Stone, what's going on? Didn't we agree that if I deliver Celine to your bed, you help me arrange a meeting with Dr. C? This? Her voice abruptly stopped as her eyes caught sight of a slender, elegant figure standing near the doorway. Celine had arrived. No one knew when she had come, but now she stood there silently as her clear, luminous eyes calmly watched Lucy's panic and disarray. Lucy froze, her body stiffening. Meanwhile, Samson quickly scurried to Celine's side, bowing and scrapping with a funny smile. Miss Tate. Celine pulled out a pen from her pocket, then casually tossed it into the nearby pool. Mr. Stone, I've dropped my pen. Miss Tate, I'll get it for you right away. Samson dashed outside without hesitation and dove into the pool, unfazed by the icy autumn water. Lucy walked over, her expression incredulous as she watched the scene unfold. Samson surfaced from the pool, soaking wet but triumphantly holding up the pen like a prized treasure. He grinned at Celine. Miss Tate, I found your pen. Celine, be careful. Celine, be careful. Lucy stared at Celine as though she were some kind of monster. Celine smirked. What's wrong? Don't recognize me? Lucy struggled to comprehend what she was seeing. She couldn't figure out what Celine had done to something to make him obey her like a dog. Celine's voice turned sharp. I've never understood why you treated me this way. What more do you want? You took over my father's house, stole his company, and abandoned the daughter he loved most. Not to mention you ruined the Chateau Lafayette, Chateau Lafayette, Chateau Lafayette wine he left for me. As she spoke, she stepped closer to Lucy. Today is just a small warning. Let me reintroduce myself. I'm not the same Celine you knew back then. Next time, you better think twice before crossing me. Lucy stared at her in shock, unable to respond. Celine's clear eyes had turned icy and impenetrable. Like a dark, dangerous abyss that sent shivers down her spine. Without waiting for a reply, Celine turned and walked away. Outside on the lawn, a Rolls-Royce Phantom sped up the driveway. Adam had come over to take Carly home. He was wearing a black suit, his presence as dignified as ever. Beside him, Carly was in a striking red gown, looking radiant and delicate. Outside the lawn, a Rolls-Royce Phantom sped up the driveway. Adam had come over to take Carly home. He was wearing a black suit, his presence as dignified as ever. Beside him, Carly was in a striking red gown, looking radiant and delicate. Together, they seemed like a picture-perfect couple. Celine stooped in her tracks, watching them approach. She thought she had healed, but the memory of last night, when Adam abandoned her and suggested finding another man for her, resurfaced. The wound she thought had closed felt like it was ripping open again. Lucy's voice called out from behind her. Carly didn't come home last night. Mr. Alvarez brought her to Westwood Villa, and she stayed there all night. Celine understood the implication immediately. Adam and Carly had spent the night together. Westwood Villa was Adam's private residence. It was a place she had never set foot in, a place she wasn't worthy to enter. She could feel her heart aching from this. Lucy smiled smugly. What a pity, Celine. Mr. Alvarez doesn't love you. Even if you ruin things with Mr. Stone, it won't matter. Mr. Alvarez will do whatever it takes to get Dr. C for Carly. We shall see about that. Her confidence was unwavering. Celine glanced at her, as if she was asking, oh, really? She suddenly looked forward to it. At that moment, Adam and Carly walked over. Carly looked surprised as she asked Celine, what are you doing here? Celine lifted her gaze and her eyes met Adam's. Adam hadn't expected to see her. Either after the events of the previous night, this was their first encounter. He immediately stopped walking. Carly clung to Adam's arm, her tone light and smug as she said, Celine, Adam chose me over you last night. You are not upset, are you? Lucy stood beside Carly, both of them waiting to watch her crumble. But Celine straightened her slender frame and curved her lips into a smile. But don't flatter yourself. A man with terrible kissing skills isn't worth getting upset over. So guys, let's go to chapter 19. What? Callie and Lucy's face turned pale. Celine looked at Callie, feigning surprise. Oh no, don't tell me Mr. Alvarez didn't mention he kissed me last night. She pretended to record the moments carefully. Last night, the way Mr. Alvarez kissed me was somewhat forceful and clumsy. He absolutely has no skill. Honestly, I started wondering if he even knows how to kiss. Callie stared at Adam in shock. He kissed Celine. Adam's sharp, handsome face turned icy cold in an instant. Whether it was because she deliberately told Callie about the kiss or because she insulted his kissing skills in front of everyone. His piercing gaze locked onto Celine with frosty intensity. Aliona, please. Ah, it's so pretty. Now go and watch Blue, okay? Ah, that's my girl. Celine said he called her name somewhat upset. Celine snailed. What was this? Was he upset because she said a few things to make Callie angry? Her clear, luminous eyes settled on Adam's cold expression. What are you yelling about? With kissing skills that bad, I don't want to spend another minute with you. Let's get a divorce. Adam froze and Callie and Lucy were both rendered speechless. Has Celine lost her mind today? Adam's sharp features tightened into a harsh, angular line. Fine, let's get a divorce now. Celine sat in the back seat of Adam's Rolls-Royce Phantom, while Adam drove silently in front. They were headed to the city hall to finalize their divorce. The luxurious interior of the car was silent as neither of them spoke. Adam's large watch-adorned hand gripped the steering wheel. His actions accelerating, changing lanes, turning were smooth and effortless. Who picked you up last night? He asked abruptly. Last night? The word sent a jolt through Celine's nerves. The man you sent last night wasn't my type. I went to find someone else. She added with a smirk. In any case, I found someone who is much better kisser. Who is a much better kisser? Adam's fingers clenched tightly around the steering wheel. He glanced at her in a rearview mirror, his eyes full of warning. Celine, are you bringing up last night's kiss repeatedly because you can't stop thinking about it? Celine went speechless at first, but then she met his gaze defiantly. It seems you can't forget about it either. Adam was silent, his face darkening. He regretted asking about last night. It was his own fault for speaking out of turn, of course. The atmosphere in the car grew tense and heavy, charged with unspoken conflict. Then the melodic sound of a phone ringing broke the silence. It was a call from Alvarez residence. Adam pressed a button to answer, and the butler's voice came through. Hello, Mr. Alvarez. Mrs. Alvarez Sr. has been in poor health again lately, and she's been asking for Mrs. Alvarez. She won't stop insisting on seeing her. You should bring her home soon. Adam frowned, his brow furrowing deeply. He was on his way to divorce Celine, and now his grandmother wanted to see her. With a sharp turn of the wheel, Adam changed direction and headed toward Alvarez's residence. Celine spoke up immediately. Where are you taking me? So, guys, this is where we end with chapter 19. Or should we continue to chapter 20? Okay. Chapter 20. Adam's expression was cold and impulsive. Grandma wants to see you. When we get there, you know what to do, right? Celine found his words ironic. Pretend to be in love. I can't fake it. I can't fake that. Adam snarled. Haven't you always enjoyed pretending to be in love with me in front of Grandma? Her heart ached. Mary Horton's health had been poor for years, and during their visit to Alvarez residence, Adam had always treated Celine coldly. She had been the only one putting on the act, playing her part in a one-woman show. So now he used that to mock her. Half an hour later, they arrived at Alvarez residence. As Celine walked across the lawn, she ran into Melody Alvarez. Melody was Adam's uncle, daughter, and Callie's close ally. Sorry, guys. Melody's face immediately twisted with disdain upon seeing her. Celine, Adam doesn't like you, and here you are sucking up to Grandma again. You know she's the one in this family who likes you. You know she's the only one in this family who likes you. Just look at yourself, a country bumpkin who got to marry into this family because Callie wasn't around. Do you really think you are worthy of being Mrs. Alvarez? You don't deserve Adam. Just hurry up and get a divorce. Celine was used to it. Adam's family, like his friends, had never liked her. Nonetheless, Celine walked directly into Alvarez's residence without acknowledging Melody. Inside, Mary greeted her with a warm smile. Her silver hair shone under the light as she held Celine's hand lightly. Celine, why haven't you come to see me these past few days? Don't you miss me? Celine felt a slight warmth in her heart. Mary was the only source of kindness she found in the Alvarez family. She smiled and gave Mary a gentle hug. Of course, I miss you, Grandma. Mary beamed with joy, her laughter filling the room. At that moment, Adam's tall, imposing figure entered. Celine released Mary and said, Grandma, you haven't had your medicinal soup in days, have you? Have you? I'll go prepare it for you. With that, she headed to the kitchen. Adam then sat beside Mary. Hey, Grandma. Mary glanced toward the kitchen, where Celine was getting busy. Adam, did you have a fight with Celine? Adam didn't want to upset his frail grandmother. No. Then why did she run to the kitchen the moment you came in? She never used to do that. Adam, don't let Carly cloud your judgment. 3 years ago, when you were in coma, Carly left you and went abroad. It was Celine who married you and cared for you. During those 3 years, I was devastated and my health deteriorated. Celine not only looked after you, but also took care of me, preparing all sorts of medicinal soups. Without Celine, the Alvarez family would have fallen apart. So, I'm never wrong about people. Celine is a good woman. When a woman loves you wholeheartedly, you must never let her down because once a woman has accumulated enough disappointment, she will leave. And once she walks away, she will never look back. True, guys. When a woman is gone, trust me, she's gone. She is gone. Adam's gaze shifted toward the kitchen. Celine stood there and her silky black hair was tied into a low ponytail. It revealed her delicate, refined face and swan-like neck. She indeed looked breathtaking. The scent of the medicinal soup she was preparing soon wafted through the air, a bittersweet aroma with a distinct freshness. Adam found the scent familiar. Over those 3 years, he had fed him plenty of similar soups. In truth, Adam was fully aware when he was in coma, he knew a woman had stayed by his side. He remembered her soft hands, which had touched every inch of his body during his care. At that time, he thought it was Carly, but then he opened his eyes, he saw her instead. She told him that her name was Celine Tate. That evening, Mary insisted that Adam and Celine stay the night at Alvarez's residence, leaving them with no choice. Later, Adam walked into the room where Celine was staying. Her back was turned to him, and she had a pen writing something on a notepad. From her phone came an audio message from Ruben, saying, "Celine, my darling, you are already getting divorced. Stop playing housemaid for them and get out already. Come on, I've set up a blind date for you." So, guys, this is where we end today. So we go to. I'll see you in the next chapter, but I want to ask you guys something. Do you think Celine is doing the right thing, knowing that Adam doesn't love her? Although Adam loves her, she doesn't know, and Adam himself doesn't even know what he's feeling. Guys, this eye is very red now. I took my son to see the optician, but I didn't even notice. So, Celine is still playing Adam's wife, although they are getting a divorce. Do you think she's doing the right thing? Secondly, Carly, on the other hand, who is using Adam to her advantage. Carly is impersonating Celine to Adam. Carly is using Adam for her own benefits, and Adam thinks that Carly loves her. So Adam says something that he said that no woman has slapped him before except Celine. I think it's in the next chapter. I don't know if we read that here, but I think it's in the next chapter. So we find out there. But do you think it's necessary for Celine to pretend to be in a happy relationship with Adam when it's actually not like that? It's just like social media relationship. Like they make it look like, oh my God. They make it look like fairy tale. And like, excuse me to say, if you are someone who can be easily manipulated, that's not how it really is in reality. So guys, I don't know. Do you think Celine is doing the right thing? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next chapter. I need to go get dinner for my kids, and we'll continue the next chapter after that. But I'm going to upload this one, and after that, we'll go to the next chapter. So I'll see you guys again in another one. But until then, bye.